Hello everyone, Tom with the tank here with his Jouef EMU 5154. Here you can see this is the original Jouef motor running. I can stop my hand shaking. Running on a Hano speed controller on my test track. On here it doesn't sound so bad. And there you can see that's what I would call the crown wheel, and the motor has a cog on the end, but this crown wheel has spiky teeth, so I'll just turn the speed up a bit. So my plan is to change this drive somehow. Just bear with me a second. Let me go and get the other part. Sorry about that. So here we have another, this is a motor bogie. Let's put it on here if I can. This is a motor bogie from, the lighting's not very good, from a Jouef 67001, and as you can see it's only single axle drive. So my plan is I'm going to try and take off this drive wheel and fit it onto this motor. Whether I'm successful or not is another story. I actually added let's have a look. There's 100 grams of wheel balancing weights in there as well. That actually helped it, but although it doesn't sound so bad at the moment, it's really a poor runner. Yeah, so let's see what we can do with it. Thank you for watching. Hello everyone, Tom with the tank here again. Right, back onto my project. The last video showed the Jouef motor turning the, what I call a crown wheel, which was plastic it turned out, and the shaft it ran on was also plastic and was distorted. So I've had to come up with a bit of a solution. So I'll just point here with my screwdriver. That's the original drive gear from underneath, which turns this crown wheel on the bogie, which in turn turns gears and turns the wheels. So what I had to do, because of the size of the shaft, I had to use an old Dremel what would be cutting disc holder. So I cut that down, drilled a hole through the gear and glued it in. Then in here the hole was obviously too big, so I had to come up with a bushing, and I found some electrical connectors. I took one out and there it is there. So that fits onto that shaft, which in turn fits into this bushing here. It's a nice fit. There's the gear I took from the Jouef 36701 bogie. There's 3 Jouef motors I tried, and all of them are so noisy I couldn't use them. In the end I had to go to my new motor department and find a motor suitable in size. As you can see, the drive worm gear was too big for the shaft, so I used some yellow shrink tube to act as a bush, and it's perfect. I'll just show you. There, it's running, no distortion, nice and quiet. I think this is a 5-pole motor. Right, so yeah, So when I reassemble it, this has to go through the bogie carriage. Then I'll put this bush in the bronze or brass bushing on the chassis with just a dab of super glue to hold it in place. It's a nice snug fit, but I don't want it to turn. This gear is a push fit on that shaft. That will be discarded. I don't need that. So that's my solution to the noisy running gear on my Jouef EMU, which I showed the other week, running around so noisily. So I think I've come up with a solution. Excuse the camera shake. Right, so there's from another Jouef 36701. That's there's the worm drive and there's the gear, but they're badly worn. So that was one I bought a long time ago and put the body onto a Pico chassis. So that, as you can see, badly worn. So in my drawer of bits, my box of bits, I found a new worm gear for the end of the motor, and it's a nice mesh. So I've tried it without being fully assembled, just to line up the gear, the shaft and the worm drive, and it's running quite smoothly. So the next video, or the next part of this video, will show you that running. So thanks for watching. Bye now. Hello everyone, part 3 of my continuing saga of the Jouef EMU. As you can see, the motor now is working and turning the gear wheel very well. So this is on the rolling road. There we are, you can see the wheels turning. I hope. I'll put the speed up a bit. So I put a bit of soundproofing on the plastic floor because I found there was quite a bit of noise coming through the plastic. So it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than how it was when I first got it. So I'll take it up on the track after. I just want to show you something. This is a Jouef shunter that I was given in a box of bits. Listen to this. Can you hear that? Look at that gear wheel, right? And it's running on a nylon gear. I don't know if the camera will pick it up very well, but it's so noisy. Listen. So that'll give you an idea of what I was up against, because underneath on the bogie there is still what I call a crown wheel and pinion. And although they're plastic gears, they still make a bit of noise. So my conversion, for me, is working quite well. And the LED lights are working. Yeah. So my next operation is to let it run. And I'll just pick the speed up again. Now it's obviously geared down. It's not going to be a flying machine like how it was, but I'm quite happy with that. The mesh is quite good, and as you can see I had to angle the motor into the body to get the drive to line up. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with that. And this SR24, I use that for track cleaning. There's another one I bought in Germany. This is another one. You can also use it as smoke oil. Very good stuff. So I cleaned the track again this morning in anticipation of this running. So hopefully it will go around on my layout okay. Yeah, so as I said, I put 100 grams of weight in. Being an old model, the plastic was quite brittle in places and it broke, so I spent quite a bit of time patching it back together again. The bogie was no exception. That was quite difficult to repair. Okay, so I might change my speed controller and put this Roku on upstairs after, because one of my speed controllers on my urban track is not very good. So as I said, this one is a Mahano speed controller. These are excellent. I've heard a lot of people praising them, and for me it's very, very good. Right, so let's turn the speed up again. Okay, that's maximum. So on the rolling road, it doesn't sound so noisy. Oh, I wish I could hold this camera steady. Sorry people, I still have a lot of nerve problem in my left arm after I dislocated it. Right, so that's maximum speed. Let's drop it down a bit. So this would be an absolute crawl. Yeah, quite happy with it now. Anyway, the proof in the pudding will be when it's up on the track. Okay, so let's hope the next run on the track is a success. Okay, bye now. Hello everyone. Phase 4 of my continuing saga of the Jouef EMU. This is it running on the track. Obviously the body's not on because I want to make sure it's running quite well before I put the body back on. So it's geared down, obviously. So now we'll just pick the speed up. Okay, this is maximum. So I don't think it's too bad. I don't like locals flying around the layouts anyway. This for me is not scale, but a bit more accurate, I suppose. So it's quite smooth. I've had a few issues with the getting the mesh right, but I think I've got it sorted now. Like I say, the bogie still has the chrome, what I call the chrome wheel and pinion, which by its very nature is noisy in design. So now we'll just bring it to a nice yeah, so you can see the gear wheel turning there. I think in time, if I ever do run it, then it may get better. I don't know. Okay, let's pick the speed up again. So this is 50%. My chair's just collapsed. I'm almost on the floor. Okay, I'll stand up then. Far, far different to how it was when I first bought it, or first ran it. God, you couldn't, noise was unbelievable. So I'm quite happy with that. It almost got binned. I got to a point where the plastics are so brittle that it kept breaking. I kept putting it back together again, and I was going to bin it. But I thought, no, I'll persevere, because this is a challenge for me, to repair something and get it to work reasonably well. Okay, pick the speed up a bit more. So that's maximum speed. Now we'll slow it right down as it comes into the station. There we are. So it's not a bad crawl. Anyway, you can just see the motor and gears barely turning there. Okay, so next shot will be with the body on, I hope. Bye now.